we already know what's happening. We already know. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Kendall and I'm gonna be co-hosting a readathon. This is like the first big readathon that I've been co-hosting in, and I cannot even tell you how excited I am. Here's the basic premise of what this readathon is about. Of course it's Stranger Things related because the girls that are doing this with me are some of the biggest Stranger Things fans I could find out there, and they happen to be some of my favorite bookish people, and so I cannot wait to do this readathon with them. So just so you guys know, the readathon is taking place September 5th through the 11th, and we have so much planned, and we're kicking off things, you know, everything's going to be happening. So we have like birthday reading sprints that are going to be happening on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then we have a live show on Friday that's going to be taking place at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. So much to go on. We're doing birthday reading sprints because the beginning of the readathon on September 5th happens to be my birthday, and Caitlin, her birthday is on September 3rd, so her and I have really close birthdays, so we're just going to be hosting some sprints. But just so you guys know, like everybody that's participating, of course I'm helping. You have Olivia from Liv's Library, you have Lauren from Lauren Love Reads, you have Jordan from Storybook Solid, Caitlin from Pride and Paperback, and Naomi from Naomi's Library. We have been hard at work at getting, you know, announcements together and graphics together, so it's really been a valiant effort, and I don't think I would pick anybody else to do this readathon with me than the girls that we have. So we came up with some different prompts, and we really did it very kind of, you know, I thought it was very unique how we did this readathon. So basically every girl that is in this readathon, they are representing different characters, and we have different buddy reads based off of our characters. And you could pick your favorite character and go with that buddy read, or you could pick the book that you most want to read and go with that one. You can pick however you want to, but we wanted to represent some of our favorite characters in the show and give like a wide range of buddy reads to pick so that you don't have to be settled down to just one. So you have me, and I am representing Joyce, and I picked the book The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Drake. So you have this man named Owen, and he gives a note to his wife, who's been his wife for a year, and it says protect her, and he's talking about his 16-year-old daughter. So you have Hannah, who is his wife, and she's taking care of Bailey. Bailey wants nothing to do with her. Bailey's mom passed away, and it was very tragic for her and very traumatizing, but so she relies on her dad, and her dad's not there anymore, and so Hannah and Bailey are gonna have to figure out how to work together to get Owen back. So Owen's boss gets arrested by the FBI. Owen is gone. Nobody can get in contact with Owen. So this is supposed to be a lot of twists, a lot of turns, a lot of, you know, coming together and trying to figure out like how to work together in this new rocky relationship that this stepmother-daughter duo have. It sounds really good to me, but it just reminded me so much of Joyce and Hopper, and how Joyce, you know, instantly will take in 11, and she loves Hopper, so it just gave me some of the same vibes, and it felt like Hannah would definitely be the kind of woman that Joyce is. So I'm very excited to get into this one. And then you have Jordan from Storybook Solid, who is representing Dustin. Dusty Buns, she loves him. She has her own camp t-shirt for him. It's adorable, but she is going to be reading, her buddy read is One Word Kill by Mark Lawrence, and it is like a sci-fi based book. And I'm not going to go into like what all of their buddy reads are about, because I'm sure every girl on their channel is going to go into what it's about. I want to encourage you guys to go watch them as well. And then you have Caitlin from Pride and Paperback, who is representing Max. Love her, and she is going to be buddy reading Go Hunt Me by Kelly DeVoe, I believe is how you say her last name. That book looks really interesting. I think it has vampires in it, so ooh. And then you have Lauren representing Steve, a boy close to my heart, and she is going to be using the Saturday Night Ghost Club by, oh my gosh, why are you not letting me, okay, by Craig Davidson. I don't know what that one's about, but she is really excited for it, and I've seen a lot of good things about it, so I also am very excited for it. And you have Olivia representing 11, and she's going to be reading When the Sky Fell on Splendor by Emily Henry. It's supposed to give you very like Stranger Things vibes, and I think the main character has some sort of like power, so you definitely can relate it to 11. And then you have Naomi from Naomi's Library, who is representing Nancy, one of my favorite characters ever, and she's going to be reading These Shallow Graves by Jennifer Donnelly. These girls have worked so hard, and we all like have had so much like interaction with talking about prompts and things like that, so we have put together a lot. We do have our reading prompts, which I'll go through these right now with you guys. We have basically 4 different reading prompts, and then your 5th prompt is to read a buddy read. You just pick one of the hosts that you want to read the buddy read. You could pick, like I said earlier before, based on the character or based on the book itself, and that's your 5th prompt. But we did 4 prompts to represent all 4 seasons of Stranger Things. So the first one we based off of the first season, and we decided to go with the flickering Christmas lights that are, you know, seen multiple times in season 1. And so your first prompt is to read a book with lights on the cover. While I'm going through these prompts with you guys, I'm also going to be showing you what I plan to read and give you some suggestions as well as to other books that you can read. So for this one, I'm going to be reading Beetle and the Hollow Bones by Eliza Lane, I believe is how you say it. I'm using the moon is kind of bright and has like a big light coming off of it, so that's going to be what my light on the cover is. But I believe I've talked about this one on my channel before when I was doing like a book haul or something like that. But basically you have this little goblin girl, and her name is Beetle, and she has a little ghost friend, and his name is Blob Ghost. So I'm very excited about this one. It's supposed to be really cute. It also won a Stonewall Honor Book Award, so that's something. There's also a mall in this book where I believe a lot of it takes place, which is very cute because it also reminds me of the mall from Stranger Things. So I did need a graphic novel because I didn't think I was going to be able to get through like a ton of books through this readathon. You know, I always try and do too much sometimes with readathons, so I wanted to make it like doable this time. And so this is going to be my graphic novel and my first prompt. There's other books that you guys can read for this prompt. I have like some of them on my phone. You can read like The Bear and the Nightingale, Station 11, The Lightning Thief, A Flicker in the Dark, Home Before Dark. So there are a bunch that you can read that have lights on the cover, and it's just a really cool prompt to me. The next one we did based on season 2, and we went with the Mind Flayer. You know, the Mind Flayer is this thing that literally gets into the minds of people that it is consuming, and so we went with reading a psychological thriller. I decided to go with The Maidens by Alex Michaelides. I really enjoyed The Silent Patient, and I know this one has some like Greek mythology mixed into it, and I've had this one for a little while. I'm trying to think of like when I actually got this one. I think I picked this one as like my book of the month literally over a year ago in June 2021. What? June of 2021 is when I got this book. But it says it's a spellbinding tale of psychological suspense weaving together Greek mythology, murder, and obsession. Sounds good to me. But I really enjoyed The Silent Patient and his writing, and not even just like the story behind his first book, but the actual writing style that he has. So I think that I'll enjoy this one as well. So I'm very excited to get into this. It's also a pretty short read. It's like a little over 300 pages. So it's definitely doable to read in like a day if I need to, which I might have to do. Some other books that you guys can read, of course, you can read The Silent Patient, you can read Behind Her Eyes, you can read Verity. There are so many. You can read any Riley Sager book almost. There's a lot of psychological thrillers out there that you can read, so I encourage you to pick pick out one that you are like anticipating highly. The next one we did was based off of season 3, and we went with something that could be like a never-ending story, like the song that Dustin and Susie sing. And so we struggled a little bit to come up with this prompt, but we decided to do one that had multiple POVs, because it does feel like the story's never ending because you have multiple people, you know, telling their side. So I'm going with a book that I have been wanting to read since I don't know when. It's been forever now. I finally got into this world last year when I was reading the series before this one, but this is a whole new series but based in the same universe. And it's gonna be Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. This one is told in multiple perspectives, and it's supposed to be so good. I have heard so many people like rave about this book. I have had it on my shelf for way too long and I have not read it yet, so now is gonna be the time. And it's 6 dangerous outcasts, one impossible heist. That kind of reminds me of Stranger Things. They're not dangerous, but there are many different characters that are just like, you would not put them together for anything, and they all work together to try and destroy these demons or whatever comes their way. So I'm very excited to dive into this one. There are other books that you guys can read as well. You can read A Darker Shade of Magic, Daisy Jones and the Six, The Guest List, Aurora Rising, any of the Illuminae files. They're all told a different perspective as well. So just suggestions for you guys to read. And our 4th prompt is based off of season 4, and we went towards leaning with the Hellfire Club. And so we wanted to do a book that has a game or a competition like surrounding it, you know. So this one was kind of difficult, I'm not gonna lie, because there are certain ones that I could not pick that were more like, I think I tried to base it loosely, like they were competing for the throne or doing like that, which you can do that if you want to. You can take these prompts however you want to take them, but I wanted it to go with like a literal competition. And so I'm picking up a book that I have tried to pick up before, but I was not in the mood for it at the time, and it is one of the books that I have wanted to read for a while, just because the description and the cover have always like intrigued me, and it sounds like it would be something that I would enjoy. So I'm going to be picking up The Light at the Bottom of the World by London Shaw. Is this cover not just gorgeous? So you basically have these humans that have been forced to like live underwater, and you know, they have these sea creatures that are going around swimming everywhere, and you are kind of just trapped into like staying where you are, being scared of these sea creatures. So you have our main character, who is 16-year-old Layla, and she races these pods. They have like these pod racers underwater. It kind of reminds me of Star Wars, but like literally underwater. I'm gonna say that multiple times apparently. But there's this competition, this annual competition where they do this race, and Layla's dad has just been arrested and falsely accused of something, and so she decides to compete in this marathon. And basically at the end of the marathon, the prime minister, who is in charge of everybody, will grant you whatever you want. Basically whatever you decide, he'll grant you a wish. So it sounds really cool, and I've just had this book for a while now. I'm trying to remember when it exactly was published. It's been published since 2019, and I remember I did pick it up in 2019, so I've had it for a good bit, and I've wanted to get to it. I just haven't had like the urge, but now I do, and I cannot wait to read it. Other books that you guys can read are like Caraval, The Inheritance Games, Ready Player One, stuff like that. So I just wanted to come on here and like show you guys what I'm going to be reading. That way you could get suggestions, and I also wanted to give you some suggestions. I know some of the other girls do have like lists on their Goodreads accounts, and I think they're going to be talking about books where if you want to read books that are based on Stranger Things, or based like around the kind of feel that Stranger Things give you, that you can do that. And there are so many different things coming out, you know. And then we have our photo prompts. We came up with 4 different photo prompts because we didn't want to go too hard on photo prompts and make it too difficult, but it's Stranger Things is a very niche thing to pick to do a readathon with, and we are very excited for it. So we were trying to make it as broad as possible so that everyone could participate, you know, throughout everything. So our first photo prompt is your TBR stack and a stack of Eggo waffles. Need I say more? I think it's a wonderful idea. I can't wait to do it, and it's going to be so much fun. The second one is a photo of you reading a book upside down. So either you can be upside down reading the book, or your book can be upside down itself. I honestly haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet for it, but I just know it's going to be really fun to do. A third one is a photo of your current read and your Vecna Savior song. You can write it in the caption or get creative with it. It's going to be so much fun. You know, I'm trying to think of like what my Vecna Savior song is, because I'm going to have to narrow it down. I have quite a few. But it's basically the song that would save you, like Max listens to Running Up That Hill, so you're going to be listening to this song in order for Vecna not to get you. And then the last one is to recreate an outfit that a character from the show has worn, or your best 80s outfit. So this one's kind of just like up to you. You can decide if you want to dress up like the 80s or if you want to dress up like a character. I, again, have not figured out what I want to do yet, but it's going to be so much fun. And we just can't wait for you guys to see how this is going to go. I can't wait to see who's going to participate in it. But hopefully this video has given you some like suggestions on what to read for this readathon, and I hope that you guys are as excited as I am, because this is going to be a blast. And yeah, so I can't wait to see what all of you guys are going to read, and definitely tag us in your videos or your posts so that we can see everything going on, and we will have everything posted on our Instagrams, and so you can make sure to go ahead and check it out over there, and make sure to check out all the other girls' videos as well. I will have them linked down in the description below. And thank you guys for watching, and I can't wait for the next one.